At 18, you completed Ironman.
We had to do swimming 1.8 kilometers in the ocean, cycling 90 kilometers, and then running 21.1 kilometers. And it took me 2.5 years just to train for this one race.
Why were you inspired to do it?
Once your mind is expanded by a thought, it can never go back to being normal. Like once you learn this is possible by you in this life, we have to do it. That's how I live.
How much of this do you attribute to the coaching that you've taken?
So obviously a person who has done that 50 times, he can help you cross that line one time.
So discipline is often misunderstood as rigidity.
I think discipline will lead to a life with a higher meaning or a higher value for everyone who is around you.
Hard work without a coach doesn't build excellence. It builds blind spots. Namaste. Welcome back to Golden Nuggets with Juhee. जहाँ हम बात करते हैं क्लैरिटी की, जॉय की और पर्पस की. हार्ड वर्क बिना कोच के एफर्ट तो तब भी लगता है, पर क्लैरिटी नहीं होती, डायरेक्शन नहीं होती और अक्सर हम अपने ब्लाइंड स्पॉट्स के साथ ग्रो करते रहते हैं. आज के गेस्ट देवांश अलीजर इस बात का परफेक्ट एग्जाम्पल है कि जब डिसिप्लिन और कोचिंग साथ आते हैं तो फिर सिर्फ परफॉर्मेंस नहीं है, पूरी लाइफ ट्रेन हो जाती है. 18 साल की एज में आयरन 70.3 कंप्लीट करना, एक्सट्रीम इंड्योरेंस चैलेंजेस और साथ ही फैमिली ज्वेलरी बिजनेस जिसका नाम है पन्ना ज्वेलर्स एक्सक्लूसिव को 10 लोगों से 100 लोगों तक स्केल करना एंड कश्मीर से कन्याकुमारी साइकिल करके उस ट्रिप को कंप्लीट करना, ये सिर्फ मोटिवेशन का गेम तो नहीं है, ये ट्रेनिंग का गेम है. आज हम बात करेंगे डिसिप्लिन, कोचिंग और लॉन्ग टर्म थिंकिंग की, जो सिर्फ स्टार्ट करना नहीं फिनिश करना सिखाती है. नमस्ते देवांश.
Namaste Juhee.
Welcome to Golden Nuggets.
Very happy to be here.
I am so excited. Oh my God, there are so many commonalities that is, popping up.
Podcast could have started before.
Podcast could have started before, I think 2 hours before. So Devansh, at 18, you completed Ironman. And I'm wondering, मतलब वो separation कहाँ आता है from people who start and quit. So आपने शुरू किया और finish किया. That is the mindset, that is the kind of thing I want to understand from you. What was the mindset? Also, what was your experience and what was your learning from the Ironman that you finished?
So when I planned to do an Ironman, I was like one of the youngest Indians to do the half Ironman race. And this was when I was 18 years old. उसमें actually होता क्या है, we had to do swimming, cycling and running. Swimming 1.8 kilometers in the ocean, cycling 90 kilometers and then running 21.1 kilometers. इसके ट्रेनिंग में most of the people give up because training for it is so hard. And it took me 2.5 years just to train for this one race. मतलब समझो कि in my college, when I was like in my college life, 17, 18, 19, I didn't go out anywhere. There was no night dinners. There was hardly any social gatherings apart from running and swimming and cycling. So all my friends were either swimming, cycling or running. So I think with that dedication full time, and I couldn't swim even 100 meters, but I ended up swimming 5 kilometer races, 10 kilometer races, swimming. After that, I was able to do an Ironman. Then I did marathons, half marathons, everything to do an Ironman. I bought a cycle. I got back to cycling, learned how to cycle fast again. That was just for an Ironman. So Ironman was a big enough goal to get you out of the bed every day. I feel when your goal is so big that gets you out of the bed. Like for example, मेरे Wi-Fi का नाम Ironman था, password Ironman था, everything was like that. So the entire goal and systems, all the people I followed, all the videos I watched was Ironman. तो वो होना ही था. I feel there was no.
This was how many years back?
This was almost now 9 years ago.
So you are
28 just.
And that time you were 18, 19.
Yeah.
So ये मुझे आप बताओ कि how did the thought of doing an Ironman come to you? Why were you inspired to do it?
Just in general searches, I saw like one day toughest event is a full Ironman, and then half Ironman was a stepping stone for a full Ironman. तो search करते करते I just searched how many people do a marathon, and then आता है कि लाखों लोग पूरे world में every weekend they run a marathon, and then even Ironmans there is thousands of people to do, which is the toughest race. And then I was just like, if so many people can do, why can't I one more people do this? And then that's when I was like, अगर एक से हो चुका है already, then even I can do it. It is as simple. So that's why I'm like, once there's a saying, you know, once your mind is expanded by a thought, it can never go back to being normal. Like once you learn this is possible by you in this life. I live in a life में जो we have to do it. That's how I live. So it's like that.
Nobody pushed you. It was yourself.
Nobody pushed me at all. उल्टा मेरे को push कर रहे थे, don't do it. If anyone else is like, don't get so serious in life, enjoy life, don't do that, don't do that. You know, you don't have to do that is what I heard always. Where
So I think you had a learner's mindset right from the beginning कि मुझे सीखना है, accomplish करना है, because that was going on, was it?
Yes, correct. Like if someone else is pushing you to do something, you won't be able to do. From when I was young, I always chose which school I wanted to go from my 5th grade, which college I wanted to go, which subjects I wanted to choose. There was, like my parents never told me you have to do this. They always told whatever you want to do, you do. Like for example, one story is in my 11th, I wanted to become a doctor. I joined medical coaching. I was in BPC. And then after 1 month, after coaching, I'm like, no, let's at least be an engineer. So for 1 year, I was an MPC. Then after 1 year of that, in 12th, I shifted to commerce. So I always changed the decision, not because of anyone saying, it's on my comfort and what I wanted to do in life.
Yeah. And when like you completed Ironman, then you must have felt very accomplished. As a 19-year-old boy, you did that, 18-year-old boy. And here to today, what do you think that the doing of Ironman built in you? And what have you learned out of that experience? आज अगर बैठ के आप सोचो तो आपने क्या सीखा?
See, like the dedication of chasing behind one thing. Abhi, what happens is sometimes in life you want to chase behind one thing for one day and you think you should get it. And we start complaining कि ये मेरे को आया नहीं, I've put all my effort to it and I have not got it back. But to learn that to get one thing you have to chase behind it for 2-3 years and only then you will be able to get it. So that is the thing. इस क्या बोलते हैं उसको? Consistency and also reward is not immediately given. Reward
instant gratification.
It is not instant gratification. The gratification always later, and that's what makes many things possible. Like for me, more than Ironman, I like trekking a lot, and as I told you, I cycled across India, and all these things were possible only because of that discipline. And we could do the same thing every day.
Yeah, you cycled from
Kashmir to Kanyakumari with a 40 kg cycle and everything. So the life or those stories or that thing, cycling 100 kilometers every day while exploring India, that wouldn't have happened if I didn't have the right mindset. So basically, Ironman training trained the mind. Ki, you know, you can sit long hours and do something. You can either work, study, cycle, do anything for long hours.
Longer hours.
Yeah.
So here I would like to add endurance sports. They help you train your mind. They help you stay calm in discomfort. And that's what it has happened. You know, जैसे देवांश आपने बोला कि जब आप कर रहे थे तो most people are saying क्यों कर रहे हो, है ना? So discipline is often misunderstood as rigidity, है ना? अब how did you tackle that when that kind of a thing happened? And discipline is the only thing that builds careers, builds lives, and you are a testimony to it at such an early young age. If you could.
But I would say till now I'm fighting with that. जैसे अभी भी friends होते हैं, will be like, यार why do you want to be so disciplined? Come do something. Like example, right now even I'm traveling in Jaipur. They're like, why would you want to go for a podcast or try to share your story? Why not just sit back in the hotel, relax, go for a nice brunch? But that is not a life. Now I think some people are just wired differently. They'd rather be disciplined and I think discipline is being rigid. Both with yourself, just because what I enjoy doing this, talking to new people, sharing a story. And for some people who enjoy doing what they do, they can. I think discipline will lead to a life with a higher meaning or a higher value for everyone who is around you. Like you will create more value for your company, customers, family, partners, everyone. If you are more disciplined, so because they can rely on you more. If you are not disciplined, पता है कि अलार्म रखने के बाद भी उठने वाला नहीं है तो बाजू वाला भी सो नहीं पाएगा. अगर पता है कि देवांश को बोल दिया सुबह उठना है, मतलब सारे लोग उठ जाएंगे और ये हो जाएगा. Like that's the confidence people have in me right now. If I meet them even once, they'll just be like, देवांश को बोल दिया तो ये हो जाएगा. Let it be in business, let it be in anything.
Devansh, don't you feel the pressure then? Like
no pressure at all.
Of performing. of responsibility?
No, I think it's manifestation. I know कि मेरे पास कुछ task आया तो हो जाएगा. Like example, like a friend trip. There's always a fun जो कि friend का trip का chat start होता है. No trip happens. For us, we have a lovely group of friends. We go out on long trips twice a year, which is like for a trek or can be another city, country, everything. And the trip happens always. So right now, people are always scared. हमारा group chat जब बनता है ना, वही टाइम ट्रिप का पेमेंट होता है. तो आप ट्रिप का पेमेंट करके ग्रुप चैट में ऐड होते हो और वो ट्रिप 100% अभी तक हुआ है. हमारा ऑलमोस्ट 15 साल से ट्रिप्स कर रहे हैं.
नहीं तो सारे ये वाले ट्रिप्स ना प्लानिंग में ही रह जाते हैं.
एंड देन व्हिच इज व्हाई पीपल से यस मोर. वी ऑलवेज हैव अ मैक्सिमम कि 10 से 15 लोग ही ट्रिप में रह सकते हैं. तो आवर ट्रिप इज ऑलवेज फिल्ड ऑलवेज एंड वी आर गोइंग टुगेदर एंड वी आर डूइंग एक्सट्रीम एडवेंचर्स एंड स्टफ लाइक दैट. So that is because of discipline, I feel.
It is because of discipline, and discipline also gives you a lot of freedom to do what you want. Because आप build कर रहे हो साथ साथ में, आप disciplined हो तो जो चीज़ें आपने you've set yourself for it वो आप करके रहोगे. With discipline, I would also like to ask you, how much of this do you attribute to the coaching that you've taken? Ironman में coaching रहा होगा?
Coaching 100%. So I had 3 coaches while Ironman also. तो I had a separate swimming coach जो मेरा university का coach रहता था, and then I had a separate triathlon coach who was that time one of the only Ironman coaches in India. He is from Pune. His name is 𝐵𝐻𝑡. So he coached me, and then there was one more running coach I had who was helping me get speed.
And most people जो Ironman करते हैं वो coaches रखते हैं या people do it randomly?
Most people try to do it randomly by following online plans or something like that, which is possible. I'm not saying it's not possible, but having a coach is much more easier क्योंकि Ironman करते करते injuries होने का chances है. And as per you, like as per my situation, my coach used to give me training. Like I was more weaker in swimming, तो मैं भी ज़्यादा swimming hours देते थे. And then bike में अगर मैं faster हो सकता था तो bike time और ज़्यादा देते थे. And where the coach truly knows your potential and how hungry are you running behind it. See, the plan may be different for everyone. Like point A to point B reach करना है, but maybe one person can reach faster, one can reach slower. So I feel the coach is a difference maker because they've been there, done that. And if I have to tell you about 𝐶𝐲, he's till now the person in India who has done the most number of Ironmans. I think it's around 50 or more. So obviously a person who has done that 50 times, he can help you cross that line one times very easily.
But you know, I also truly believe, I think coaches and consultants, they shorten our journey, and you know, वो accountable बनाते हैं, वो चीज़ों को आसान करते हैं आपके लिए करने में.
Yes.
But there are 2 aspects to it. One is that a lot of people cannot afford the coaches. Second aspect is that that the mindset is not there. यार coach क्यों चाहिए? यार हम ही कर लेंगे.
But then
यार
today's world, with that I'm saying, however affordability जब आता है ना, I would say it is an excuse in a way. अभी देखो, who's the costliest coach, you know? It may be someone very big. उसका YouTube पे talk रहेगा, videos, content. There'll be so many free things. There'll be a book. Every famous person till date has a book, and I would feel कि book is one of the cheapest resources. YouTube video is a free resource. There'll be a famous CEO. Steve Jobs के इतने सारे बड़े videos है. मुकेश अंबानी के भी videos है. You can see all those for hours and hours, and you learn so much from each one of them. And that is completely free.
So what you are trying to say is, coach ज़रूरी नहीं है कि आप coaching in the format of coaching लो, but there are so many formats. अगर आपको YouTube में, अगर if you have that mindset कि मुझे
to learn
करना है, and I want coaching sort of a thing from this particular person, so then that is a way to reach out through YouTube, through their books, through whatever free resource material of that particular person.
Yeah.
Is that I would like
if you like have no budget, if you have a budget and you can pay for a coach, you should hire the coach, and
that is the best way.
That is the best way. Yeah, 100%. So like example, I'll tell you, जब I joined my family business 5 years ago, as I told you. So as I joined my family business, the first thing I joined was also BNI. तो BNI में I had people, several business owners with me. So they acted like mentors. They taught me a lot about business connections and how to network. So I learned a lot from everyone. So that's how I learned. And then with that, I also joined a family business course. So in that, I learned how to be in a family business where each lecturer, I'm in touch with them also. I asked specifics. They were like, how do you take a meeting? How do you take a like a morning meeting with everyone? They teach you how can you take personality tests of your employees, how do you structure your finances. So they taught everything, where this was also paid form of one-to-one mentorship. So where the class size was very less, and all of us, we used to go out with the teachers and they used to get us more. And then after FMB, as I told you, Rahul Jain, one of the best business coaches in India. So I did that because I didn't get everything from my family managed business course. So Rahul Jain 100% taught the operations and how to run a business, not like a lala, but like a professional business.
Correct.
So
So
coaches help a lot.
So I think what you're talking about is having a learning mindset all along, and that has built, I think, success and happiness all along. You know, the spark and the chirpiness that I see in your being is all, I think, because of the learning mindset. And जब वो रहता है, तो you naturally attract all the
See, basically, if you're learning, you are growing. And then if you are not learning, you are not growing. And basically, जो लोग who are stubborn or who are sad with their life are the ones who have stabilized, where they complain or get in the circle. But if you're learning and you're growing and you're meeting new people and always it's happening, you're in a virtuous cycle. अभी देखो cycle दो type के होते हैं, virtuous cycle or vicious cycle. It's your choice, where do you want to be.
अरे वाह.
And you can choose to do anything. Like as you get up, if you choose to read 10 pages of a book, go for a small half an hour workout.
Wait, I will talk about that. I will talk about that
Oh.
also. That you spoke about another coach. Before that, I want to understand, Devansh, in your life, you've had several coaches, है ना? How do you identify the correct coach for you? Because there's also a chemistry that you need to have with the coach. There's also you need to understand the best coach not necessarily is the best one for you.
I feel इतना detail में नहीं, it's all a numbers game. You keep trying with multiple people, one sets in much better than the other, but it's a number of people. And I would say कि even if a coach doesn't set you right, how much you are paying for that coach, with one or two advices, you make that money back very 100%. Well.
100%.
And then you'll only get the fit once you try. Thinking is wasting time. You should just go for it and try. And who fits in the best, you'll know once you have done it. And I would say coaches are, what coach you should find is, think that we are a jewelry company. So if I need help in hiring, I should get a coach who helps me hire good leadership. Or if I'm a store where I need help in marketing, I should get a coach who helps in marketing. So basically, what is my current problem? As per that, I should hire a coach. The problem happens where is that people don't hire the coach as per the problems. They hire a coach as per their aspirations. अगर आप aspiration की तरफ जाओगे but आप problem solve नहीं किए हुए, you are just tying yourself very thin. That's when you get like, आपको लगता है कि मैं सब कर रहा हूँ फिर भी ठीक क्यों नहीं हो रहा है.
Repeat that again. Just explain that again.
So I'm like, imagine that your problem is not doing marketing or not doing operations properly, but you get a coach for growing your business. So that will create more problems for you because you have not sorted
The root
your
problem.
leads or root problem, whatever. So you should first identify what is the problem and where you need help in and get a coach there. Aspirations का coach बाद में करना. In case you're getting an aspirations coach, you should have no problems in your business or what is happening or in your life. And I say, like right now, I have not yet got a life coach, but people benefit a lot of their growth to life coaches or personal coaches like that. My fitness journey was obviously my fitness coaches. Currently, again, I have a running coach, again, because I want to get back into fitness and try running marathons and ultra marathons again. So the journey starts and the accountability comes. The coach should take an accountability which is weekly, monthly, and a coach should be a person who is not telling, yes, you are right. They should be telling, no, you're wrong. This is the way. And that's how that guy is the right coach. And that's how you select them, I feel.
All the performers that there are in this world, they all have their personal coaches and life coaches.
Multiple,
in fact. Not even one coach. So they have multiple coaches.
See,
and
like,
they are accountable.
if you have heard about this LeBron James story, he has the coach who is now becoming very famous on all the podcasts for recovery. He's now just speaking on recovery. He's like, training is as important as recovery. So recovery time is also so important, and he has a separate coach for recovery, which is why he is the basketball player who is playing in the NBA for the maximum age that is possible, where his son is on the court with him. Because he had a coach he had the goal in his mind ki I want to be on the court playing a basketball game with my son. So that was his goal. He got a coach as per that goal, and that's what it came true.
That's what came true. Also, I interrupted in between. You were talking about, I think, other than Rahul Jain, who else you've been coaching with?
So then there is also another wonderful book called Buy Back Your Time. And then it's written by Dan Martel, who is a lovely person from Canada, and he takes on and coaches people too. And the only thing he teaches is how do you buy back your time. And where he says the most important thing that a person can get is your time. everything can be equal. Money can multiply, everything can multiply. Your fitness also can multiply if you're putting effort in it. But time is one thing, no matter how much you put
it's
in
a
it,
very limited resource.
cannot multiply. No matter who you are, what you do, time will be the same. So he just tells you on how you can do more within your one day, and how the science of an executive assistant you should have, and you should have multiple people in your company who are owning a particular resource completely or department, where you should not micromanage your company. You should just try to let them have the ownership for a particular goal.
And you're coaching with him, right?
Yes.
He talks about the 5 non-negotiables.
Yeah, the five non-negotiables is very famous.
Could you talk about?
So the 5 daily non-negotiables that Dan Martel teaches you is like, one is that daily you should work out 45 minutes. There is no off day. And then one more is that you should share your work, either in podcasts like this or sharing through Instagram or kaise bhi. You should share your work.
Why is that necessary?
So people should go through your journey, and everyone has a unique journey which people can follow. And an example, I'm a trekker, and most people say that if you're climbing a mountain, you cannot get on your mountain and be like, oh, I climbed this mountain. You were able to climb the mountain because the mountain allowed you to climb. And then as you have reached the top, you should show the same part to the other people who are on the way. That's the job, in the universe. That's the karma, good karma you earn, and that's how you should do. And share your work is in which you also get a definition in your own mind ki what you have done and how you have helped. Like the meaning is added when more people do the same thing. Correct. Not by you doing it. It's just ego is getting added. If you just do it, don't share it.
Correct. I agree.
So the third point is where you reach out to 5 people daily and you send 5 opens. And that's how this podcast has happened. I know I asked you, Devansh, how did you come to know of me and how did you reach out? And I think you found out in a common forum. Common friends and
then you just reached out, and I found it like a little random. I said, Achha, I don't know him. Then I did a little background research, and thankfully aapka sab beyond. I'm so grateful that Dan told you to do that, and that's why you're on the podcast. So 5 people जो आपको reach out करना है, वो कौन होने चाहिए? वो
it can be anyone, your vendors, your friends, someone you wanted to speak to. It can be a complete stranger. Instagram पे आपको किसी का प्रोफाइल अच्छा लग रहा है, उसको रीच आउट करो. कोई बिजनेस से आपको बात करना था. It can be a coach. It can be anyone. But in this, so where the fourth point comes is that you daily review your 3-year, 5-year and 10-year vision. So basically, अगर आप daily आपका vision देख रहे हो, it can be in the wallpaper or your goals you have set. As per the vision, if you reach out, it's the best way to go for it. If not, but reach out to 5 people daily, and your vision and your goal should be such big that daily कुछ ना कुछ तो move करना है, and बस 5 people को reach out करना है, and that's how close you can be to that. And then the 5th one is obviously read 10 pages of a book daily, so that's how you feed your mind.
और ये 5 में से आप कितना follow कर रहे हो?
मैं तो 5 follow करने का try करता हूँ maximum, whether I'm traveling or not traveling or anything. I try to do all 5 of them. And that's how you change your life, I feel. If you don't listen to anything else, just do these 5 things, you'll change your life.
You change your life. It's practical, completely practical. Because you said do your 45 minutes of exercise, which obviously strengthens the body. Then 5 people to reach out. So comfort zone में आप नहीं जाते. You're constantly looking out and engaging with people. Engagement brings everything that is required in your life. Then there is the third one, vision board.
Have a vision for yourself and look at the vision daily.
Look at the vision daily. That is one non-negotiable. And the 4th one is
share your work.
Share your work every day.
Yeah. Every day.
Through podcast.
Through podcast, and where share your work is not कि मैंने ये खाया इसका भेज दिया, या तो फिर not of, it should be of you speaking or guiding someone, or share your work as in tell what you have done. Like example, what I'm doing right now over here, कि I'm telling what I've done in life, and maybe someone who is in a similar spot
may get inspired also, may get some sort of guidance or some sort.
And then in this example, how I was just telling you, like 2 days ago in Jaisalmer, I took a video of a guy who was playing the morchang, and within 2 days he got almost 48 million views. And then there is news channels, everyone talking about him. So if you share your work, there is opportunities you're giving for it to do something big. Like how a butterfly flaps the wing, it becomes a hurricane somewhere. So that's what the content is, your wing, and it might create something much bigger.
For somebody else also.
For somebody else also, for you also.
And so this is the 4th one. And the 5th one.
Read 10 pages of non-fiction book.
आपका अगर skip होता है, इनमें से क्या skip होता है?
जैसे maximum अभी हो रहा है मेरा skip is the 45-minute daily workout. It's because of a small injury in the leg I have, but otherwise मैक्सिमम चीज़ें हो जाते हैं.
होता ही होगा because and that's where I'm coming to the next part where implementation is the key. Knowledge ये सारा देवांश I think सबके पास होगा. अभी सब aware हैं. आज की जो नई जनरेशन है they know everything practically.
Through reels, books, education, anything.
Education, while I was growing up, I was going to say अपने time में no, but I am much elder. So while I was growing up, there wasn't so much of resource available. थोड़ा मम्मी ने बता दिया, थोड़ा कोई टीचर ने बता दिया, some elders, some cousins. उतना ही resource था available or through books. But now it's the YouTube is there, your friends. There's a lot of knowledge bank, which itself is also very good. But उस knowledge को implementation लाने में ही तो problem है. तो वो बताइए आप कि भाई आपको देख के कितने लोग आयरन मैन कर चुके हैं या बिजनेस में जो आप एकदम तोड़ फोड़ मचा रहे हो अपने बिजनेस में.
See, the thing is, I tried to help and get most of the people in it. So seeing me, a lot of my close friends, like how trekking and fitness, many of my friends who are close to me started to run, swim and cycle. But Ironman, not anyone has done till now because that's a very big undertaking. देखो अभी किसी को देख के थोड़ा लोग थोड़ा कर सकते हैं. Example business में भी we went for a trek to Everest Base Camp like 3 years ago, where after the trek almost 3-4 of my friends left the job and started their business. But now to make the business successful is another big undertaking you have to take. Starting the business is one thing. तो अभी implementation जो होता है ना, I feel nowadays most of the people, how some people say, inhalation ज़्यादा हो रहा है, like you keep inhaling through your education, content or whatever, but you're not implementing, and वो choke में चले जा रहे हैं, like where they are also not happy with their life because they are not doing anything. And who can change that is themselves by implementing. And no one can make you implement. Like no one, छोटा बच्चा नहीं है कोई भी, like जाके लिखाओ या कुछ करो. You have to get it in you. You have to be a hyper implementer, and you can implement 1,000 things at once. अभी कि आप एक ही चीज़ दिमाग में रख के सोचोगे, हाँ मैं ये करूँगा for ages. I just feel that the easiest way I would say for you to think about this is that life में generally, how many weeks do you think you have in your life?
I don't know. I've never calculated that.
It is like 4,000 weeks in everyone's life. जैसे I have also crossed 2,500 weeks right now. तो अभी मेरे पास 1,500 week बाकी है. And then every week मैं बोलता हूँ अगले हफ्ते करूँगा, या imagine that you can read only one book a week, or you can meet only one new person a week, or you can do only one new travel or experience a week. It's only 1,500 experiences left. Is that enough? अभी अगर आपको sense of urgency खुद समझ में नहीं आएगा तो there is no urgency. अगर आप years भी गिनते चुनते चले जाएंगे, weeks भी गिनते चुनते चले जाएंगे, it's gone. Like basically everyone is going to die. As Gary Vee says, you are going to die. And अगर आप life में meaning या implementation के लिए wait करोगे, you come, you go, nothing will happen. Yeah, you have to do it yourself. An inbuilt thing.
I really love the way you share, so candidly and so profound. It is true. We don't look at it like that. And I had attended a coaching session by Thaddeus Lawrence. I don't know if you've heard. No. He has brilliant programs and one of the finest coaches. So it was a short residential program, and he also says that urgency and agency. So he says you need to have that urgency that I need to do it. कब? अब. अपने तो कहावत भी है, काल करो सो आज करो सो अब. It is now is the implementation, now is the time. And he talks about that urgency and agency. Agency means why and what and why do you need to do a particular thing. And urgency is to do it now then. Once you figured your agency, do the urgency. And that's what you were talking about.
Yeah, and basically the best time to do anything else apart from now is yesterday. Yesterday is not possible, so now is the second best, so you do it.
So, Devansh, tell me one thing. आप कितना % of your success in all spheres, you've caused success in your physical, in your physical health space, fitness space, in your business, in your personal journeys. So, what has been the role of implementation? What percentage of...
100%, everything. Like I would tell, I'm in a love marriage. So if I didn't propose to my girlfriend, I wouldn't have had a marriage. If I didn't start marketing or start a business, I wouldn't have had a business. If I didn't train for an Ironman or implement swimming for it, I wouldn't have finished it. If I didn't cycle or start the journey of cycling from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, I wouldn't have finished it also. So basically implementation is 100%.
100%.
Basically that is the difference. People, how you asked with that question, ki, how have you done so much things everywhere? Just by doing, like that's as easy as it is.
Our coach says, start is the biggest stop.
Yeah, start is the biggest stop. Getting at the start line is the toughest thing. Once you start, you just realize the journey was so easy and it's so possible by everyone.
So from there, I want to also understand your thought process, when I see your writings, I saw a few posts of yours on LinkedIn, and I just realized that, you think long term. And we also discussed the book by Naval Ravikant,
Yeah.
both of our favorites, and you said that itself could be a bigger topic. So explain long term thinking to the viewers, to me, and what does it mean to you, and how are you applying it in your life on a regular basis?
See, for me, long-term thinking, I feel that I'm also still just getting a hold on it. That is a topic which is too deep and you need to be in a very good mental state to understand. Like for me, how I told you, some small thing that you have done in your childhood or even as an adult changes the trajectory for your entire life. Like example, how you start a business or how you speak or how you choose to respond to things can change entire. जैसे वो बोलते हैं ना क्या नज़रिया बदलने से दुनिया बदल जाती है. Like you don't need to change the world around you. You just need to change the lens. And that's the lens I'm saying with the strategy or long-term thinking is that by doing little things correct in the right way, you can change the entire way. Like how marketing, the importance of marketing, I learned when I was with Gary Vee almost 12, 13 years ago. I was assisting him for 2 days. And that changed my trajectory on where I am today. Where I'm trying to do a podcast, create more content, sharing my work and everything. So right now I feel if you don't have a goal in your life for 5 years, 10 years, you are okay doing anything in front of you. But if you want to be somewhere, like if you want to have a big business with a good body and a good health, then every weekend, every day your decision is simple. Either you're going to be working on yourself, your body, or creating a business or something. That answers your question and gets your discipline today. And the main important thing is, till date, like I see many people do the vision board and everything. I feel vision board doesn't matter for 1 year or 3 years. The thing is we over optimize for 1 year. We think we can do the entire world's work in 1 year. And then we underthink how much we can do in 5 or 10 years. If you actually make a vision board or a goal for yourself, make a 5 and 10 year goal, because most of them happen faster than that. And if you have a goal for 1 or 2, 3 years, it doesn't happen in time most of the time.
Most of the time it won't happen.
It won't happen because you over optimize for the short term and then you under optimize for the long term. So we should always.
आप छोटा कदम लोगे ना, आप छोटा कदम लोगे आप, क्योंकि 2 साल का आपका गोल ही छोटा होगा, आपका 10 साल का विजन बड़ा होगा, आपका 2 साल का विजन छोटा होगा. अब 10 साल का अगर विजन है और फिर आप उसके हिसाब से करोगे तो आप बोलोगे अच्छा ये 1 साल में ये नहीं हुआ.
Thing is you have to break it down, like how you are saying. So if your vision, first of all, your vision should be so big that it should make you uncomfortable.
It should make you scared.
It should make you scared, uncomfortable, butterflies in the stomach, everything. Like the thought, even now if I'm telling, like the biggest thing I ever did in my life was cycling from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. Even if I talk about it, till date I cannot believe I did it. I get butterflies in my stomach thinking about it. So it was so uncomfortable, it was so this thing that I had to somehow make a plan and do it. So before I did the ride, there was a video call we used to do every week for 45 minutes, planning the ride, what all to carry, whom all to connect, what is our route, booking the stays, seeing the dharamshala, seeing the temple, sightseeing, everything. Business is the same way. Have a 10-year goal, break it down to yearly milestones, or even your life. And I feel there is multiple spheres in life. It is not just business. It is a spiritual, giving back and everything. So for every sphere, you should have a goal and a vision. And then break it down to each year, then break it down to each quarter, break it down to each week, break it down to each day. And that's when for you to do that, it is highly easiest to do that. And strategizing, we are still, like I would say, I can long-term think for a 3 to 5 year margin. But if you see the visionaries in the world, like Steve Jobs or Elon Musk or something, they are thinking for generations. Like as in they want to move to Mars or something. What they are doing today for outer space travel might not help us today, but it will help the humanity in 100 years. So that is more long-term thinking.
That is more long.
These are like, even in your thing, you should just, if you have a North Star, you know what to say yes to, what to say no to, but having a North Star is important.
So Devansh, it's been great having this conversation with you. I think there has to be a part two after maybe another 2-3 years, because you are an author already. You've already, you've taken your business from a 10 people company to a 200 people company.
Almost 100. I think it's like close to 85 employees we have.
And that too with a lot of passion and structures and systems, and you are able to do all of these other things because I think you are implementing whatever you're learning with your coaches, with your mentors, and then that's when what you're applying here, and that's freeing up your time, like buy back your time. I think you are buying back your time.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's why you can do all the other things as well जो भी दूसरे spheres हैं. And that I would say in my podcast, I am truly an admirer of people who are living a full life. It is a full life. It is all spheres that आप या तो business में obsess हो गए, आप खाली health को लेके obsess हो गए, आप खाली relationship को लेके obsess हो गए, तो बाकी चीज़ें छूटती हैं, या आप खाली giving back to the society को लेके obsess हो गए. So it needs to
balance.
It needs to have a balance, and that takes a lot. That takes a lot, and that lot is the discipline.
But yeah, even the learning journey and figuring out, the journey goes on.
The journey goes.
See, 1 year you may have one thing figured out, 1 year something else gets better. But to keep the wheel as a wheel.
As a wheel, that is the most important, and that can only come through discipline and knowing where you want to go. So your North Star, your vision, all of that then brings together to the work that needs to be done.
Correct.
And that is the implementation, that is the discipline that we spoke about. Correct. Now should we do a fun golden nuggets round,
Yes, sure. That's a signature for your podcast.
So इतने सालों से आप disciplined रहे हो, your early childhoods, from your teens to now, up till date, what is a struggle for you उस discipline को maintain करने में? कोई एक particular...
Two things will either be food, for sure. See, because sometimes, like last few years, I got more into business. So the fitness, I still work out 1 hour a day, but still eating habits were not the best. So I think that's where I got a bit indisciplined. So Nutella and pizza are my two weaknesses. Okay. If I see that, I'm going to finish it.
ऐसा कौन सा routine या habit है जो लोग सुन के बोलेंगे ये तो मैं कभी नहीं कर पाऊंगा?
I would say all the runners or anyone who's done an Ironman, they know that getting up at 3:30 in the morning, eating a breakfast, then going for a very long run like 30-40 kilometers like that. I don't think so anyone can do that except for runners. कि सुबह उठ के उठना is one thing, but eating a breakfast just because you have to run, and while you run you need energy.
Energy, हाँ.
So doing that, I don't think so anyone will be doing that.
People will say क्या रे ये तो बहुत tough है.
Yeah.
कोई ऐसा मोमेंट, ऐसा कुछ याद है आपको जहाँ आप ऑलमोस्ट क्विट कर दिए, either it's in sport, either it's in life, पर कुछ एक चीज़ ने आपको रोक लिया?
So there was one time before a marathon, I didn't sleep the entire night. I was just scared because मेरा first marathon था life में. Full marathon was 42.2 kilometers. And then I was like, I won't run. Then I was like, I'll run. Then I was like, I won't run. Then I called my mom. Mom was like, क्या होएगा? बस entry fee 1000 रुपए waste होंगे. Don't run. Just go back to sleep. If you try to run 42 kilometers after not sleeping, it'll affect your body. But then I was like, okay, let me get to the start line. Then start line पे पहुंचा, मैं बोला चलो 5 किलोमीटर भागेंगे, 5 हो गया. फिर बोला 10 किलोमीटर भागेंगे, 10 हो गया. 20 तक भागेंगे, 20 हो गया. I ended up running the entire marathon without...
And you had a sleepless night.
Sleepless night. And even though it was not the best timing, but I ended up doing it where it was...
Just started.
I just started, that's when I realized getting to the start point or breaking down a huge task to a small task is important. Abhi समझो कि अगर किसी को you have to eat a very big pizza, like a 100 kg pizza, how will you start? No other way. Take a first bite. That's how you'll start. So the same thing, I think you should break it down and try to do it step by step. Don't take the entire pie at once.
You've worked with so many coaches and you've been coached. आपके किसी कोच ने he's been like really tough on you and he said कोई एक ऐसी बात जो तभी बहुत बुरी लगी, it really hurt, and अब ऐसे लग रहा है यार उस समय उन्होंने ये बोला and today I'm
100%. See, so there's a landmark forum which is very famous in India. So landmark forum, they teach you about rackets and everything, where I'm a short tempered or I back answer very fast. So they somehow thought in that thing they teach you that anything that's wrong with the world is something that's wrong in you. So that's a very humbling thing to say, and I feel any coach who doesn't give you feedback, all the coaches did give you feedback, and it can be many training programs, and where there is 100 students and one coach also, there's learning thing. But this one affected or impacted me a lot, where whatever you see wrong in others or wrong in the world is something that is wrong inside you. And if you want to change them, you change something inside you and everything around changes. It's the way we act or the way we behave. People around you are behaving a particular way to you. So
Wow. So it is also, it says दृष्टि से सृष्टि बदलो.
correct.
अपनी दृष्टि को ऐसा रखो, सृष्टि बदलेगी.
Yeah.
What pushes you, Devansh? Fear of failure or love for the process?
I feel the fear of failure doesn't push me. It will either scare me, but I think I'm too excited to get into the next phase of life, or where the success is there. Like, I know if you have consistency and you keep trying hard, there is success waiting at the end. And this cycle has happened so many times. And I feel like for people who get too successful, or like the billionaires or anyone, they do like rapid cycles of this very fast. So normally what we have is, once we have a success, we take a rest. The thing is, you need to keep going at the cycle at least 10-20 times in the lifetime, then to look back and see that the path you came and how much you had to overcome. So they call it the cycle of 10x's. So if you have 10x in your life 4-5 times, that's when you have made it. But after 110x, people feel that 110x is actually huge enough for most of the normal people. And then to separate yourself, I don't know if you've heard of David Goggins. He says a thing that he wants to be uncommon amongst the uncommon. So it's something like a saying like where having a six-pack abs is uncommon, being a millionaire is uncommon, but a millionaire with a six-pack abs is one of the more uncommon things. So like you should aspire to be the uncommon amongst the uncommon, and that's the aspiration. Where what pushes me is that where I don't want to be compared or pegged with anyone around. I just want to be a different being in itself, with depth in sports, business, fitness, experiences, adventures, everything.
जब कोई चीज़ करने का बिल्कुल मन नहीं होता है देवांश, ऐसे लगता है यू साइंड अप फॉर इट बट मन नहीं हो रहा है. सपोज आज का पॉडकास्ट आपने बोल तो दिया करना है, बट अब मन नहीं हो रहा है 1-2 घंटे पहले, तब आप अपने आप से क्या बोलते हो टू नॉट excuse yourself?
See, for me, one thing happens is that doesn't exist only.
It doesn't exist.
If there is something that I've signed up for doing, I'll show up. Whether I do it or not is secondary. Like example, I'll tell you one of my biggest failures is this year in Jaipur only. I signed up for a Vipassana. I have wanting to do a Vipassana from almost 10 years. So I entered. It's my first Vipassana. I went for 3 days and I'm like, won't happen. But showing up to the start line or something is possible. Unless and until something in your health is not letting you. Apart from that.
But you couldn't stay there.
I couldn't do the meditation for 14 hours a day, or 12 to 14 hours. Mon food, everything was very good, but meditating that long, I just couldn't do it. So I left. See, even over here, we started the conversation. If you can do it, why not? Just go ahead and finish it. But after you commit to something, not showing up is something which is not there. Sometimes that's...
No, but this is like something that you've committed externally, like to a Juhee, for a podcast, to somebody. But there are certain things internal also ना, जैसे आपको Ironman के लिए जाना है और आपको रोज you need to go for swimming.
See, the thing is, there's a hacks for that. First of all, you need to be there. Motivation is there only for a few seconds. Every day morning, you won't be feeling motivated and be like, oh, let's go run today. Some mornings you just want to sleep in. But not a single time I have gone out and I felt that I shouldn't have ran today or shouldn't have worked out today. So anything positive you do, you should just ask yourself or remind yourself the limited time you have, and you should just do it. And for accountability, you should have a partner, either your friend or a coach who takes weekly accountability for your fitness, business.
You have that.
So I had a coach, but I didn't take accountability. I told him, please take a weekly call Monday. Let's get on 10-minute call and ask me about my workouts. And ever since then, I've not missed anything because I'm scared to tell him, because last time he refunded me all my money and removed me from his coaching program when I missed 3 workouts. So that's embarrassing. Basically, you should have a scaredness or a failure for embarrassing. Even though it was not public, it was still private. I would still continue training.
Because you're answerable to yourself, no? And the people who are answerable to themselves, then they don't care whether who's looking, who's watching, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
It is more for yourself. If business was a sport, which part would require the maximum endurance? The start, the middle, or the end.
Endurance, so I think you need throughout, start, middle, and end.
Consistency throughout.
Yeah, I feel, see, if you start walking at the start, you are left behind. If you start walking in the middle, you are left behind. If you start walking in the end, you lose. So basically, I feel is a consistency and pacing it out as per yourself. So pace out at the correct speed, and basically to increase your pace is what everyone tries to do. You want to increase your pace. That's when coaching matters, right? You get coaches, books, friends who are supporting you, so your pace is faster.
Faster.
Yeah.
Today's Devansh, what will you guide or advise to your younger self? You're 27 now. So your 18-year-old self who did the Ironman and who did the Kashmir to Kanyakumari bicycle tour, what would you advise?
I would say go all out in everything as I did always. And my favorite quote is limits only exist in your mind, which is a tattoo on my leg and also like a big saying in my office too, and which I believed in since I was 15 years old. So I feel that's the only thing, that limits exist only in your mind. If you think you want to meet someone to make your life, that's possible. If you think you want to do something and that'll change your life, I think you can just start and do it. Like the only way, no matter where you want a job, what you want to do, I feel everything is possible, just that you should want it and fix it and move towards it. And basically the world is yours. Like you can do anything you want.
And what would have happened in your childhood for you to have that belief at the age of 15 कि भाई I can go out and do anything? What was...
I feel basically from when I was young, my mother put me in many different classes and personality development and everything. Like one of the very most famous people's classes that I've done is Mahathria. He's like he does not coaching but a spiritual training and stuff like that. And as a kid, in my 9th grade and my 12th grade, I went for like 1 month courses, and I think it gives a lot of self-confidence and self-belief in you. And right now I see people are just so in awe that how can you speak so much in front of an audience of in an auditorium or give a lecture. I'm like, why can't you? Like, no, we are scared. I'm like, so that's a self-confidence that's lacking, and that self-confidence, no amount of applause or claps can get you. That's something you need to get from inside, and in this, a spiritual teacher or someone helps you out. And I feel as when I was young, there was a base put right by maybe listening to the right people around.
I think listening and being surrounded by the right people around. Correct. That made all the difference to the mindset that you're carrying today. ठीक है, to the final golden nugget question, है ना? I normally ask 5. I thought आपसे ज़्यादा golden nuggets निकलेंगे तो आपसे. How should one lead a trained and a disciplined life?
I would say, like sometimes people get serious once they have kids. Even though I don't have kids, I'm telling this. The advice or how you think your child should lead a life and the values they should keep. I feel you should deeply keep them yourself first. And then, first of all, you need to believe in something. So see, I believe in karma. My father, since when I was young, he tells me, anything that happens right or wrong, finds a way back to, the origin. So if you're doing good comes back, if you do bad comes back. And you lie to a room, it is still okay because you are the karma is coming back by the room telling that you are a liar. But if you're lying to yourself, it's going to come back in worse way. So the lying to yourself, I think, is the biggest sin, and I feel you should be honest with yourself and see yourself in the mirror and with your eyes and be like, I'm honest. And that's the way I think you should lead your life. Like, promise yourself and keep the promises. Don't promise yourself something that you don't. And I feel the accountability with yourself or your relationship with yourself is the most important thing that you can have in your life, because that's where self-confidence, strength, everything comes from. Like when you're alone in the world where no one is going to be there, you have to draw strength from within. And if your within is not strong enough, that's where it goes wrong. So find a strong why for yourself is what I would say. For some people, it's family, children, or necessity. And the people whose why is strongest, which is why we see the people of necessities, they go from zero to hero so fast within a lifetime, and their stories are told because their why was very, very strong.
Rags to riches.
Yeah, that's what. Because the why is so strong. Your why is not so strong. Is there you're getting comfortable and you're like, jo bhi chalega, chalega, and that's how life will pass on. Chalte gaya. But you should take in 9. Choose your why strong and just make it happen.
Choose your why strong. So, brilliant. Thank you for this real conversation, honest conversation. There was no drama, but a lot of fun. And I think today's viewers, listeners, they're going to take a lot away from this inspiring conversation from the man himself who has implemented things. It is not as if ज्ञान आप फेंक रहे हो, you're doing it all, you're implementing it, and that too at such a young age. So I believe a lot has to be the way you've been brought up, of course, and been surrounded by the right kind of people who've had the right kind of mindset. So that's also been.
And then I feel setting goals is the most important thing. Setting big, bad goals always, like big bad as in I mean like so big that you feel it's crazy. Like example, Ironman was big. Writing a book within a year was a big goal. Kashmir to Kanyakumari is a big goal. So basically every year I try to do one big thing. Taking a company from 10 to 100 employees within 3-4 years is a big goal. So basically a goal should be such that you can't sit in comfort.
And it should be your goal.
Your goal, yeah.
It shouldn't be that
आपके मम्मी पापा नहीं बोल सकते और partner can't tell you, no one can tell you. Yeah.
देवांश ने किया तो जूही भी कर ले. वो मेरे साथ भी align होना चाहिए.
You should feel from inside the fire in the belly for that goal.
Correct.
And then this is just the journey starting. This is not the end. Every year some big thing will happen.
And this is not the journey. This is not the end. We will get on to another podcast very soon.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Devansh. And sure. I absolutely loved having you over. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Juhee.
Thank you. आज की कॉन्वर्सेशन से एक बात क्रिस्टल क्लियर हो जाती है. हार्ड वर्क सब करते हैं, पर ट्रेंड हार्ड वर्क ही ग्रो करता है. कोचिंग कोई बैकअप नहीं होता. कोचिंग एक एक्सेलरेटर होता है. डिसिप्लिन सिर्फ बॉडी को स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं बनाता. डिसिप्लिन आपके स्टैंडर्ड्स, आपके डिसीजंस और आपकी आइडेंटिटी को स्ट्रॉन्ग बनाता है. अगर आप लाइफ में नेक्स्ट लेवल चाहते हो तो सिर्फ मेहनत मत कीजिए. अपनी ट्रेनिंग और अपनी कोचिंग को सीरियसली लीजिए. मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट एपिसोड में. तब तक स्टे डिसिप्लिन्ड, स्टे कोचेबल एंड कीप finding your golden nuggets. Thank you.